Hey, Bears fans, we got a lot of draft stuff to get into, so stay tuned for that. But first, had a meeting with the bosses this morning, and it went pretty good overall, but they did add this caveat as I was walking out the door. They said, oh, by the way, you got to get to 25,000 subs by the start of the NFL draft. We're a week away. We're only 258 subs away. I think we'll get there, but I'm going to be honest, I was a little nervous because they said, or else. I asked what that meant. They didn't really give me a straight answer. All I know is I got to get to 25K by next Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern when the draft officially starts. So help me out. Hit that big red button. We're going to continue to feed you guys Chicago Bears rumors, news, and a whole lot other videos. So go ahead and subscribe. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. You're watching Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. You can give me a follow on Twitter. It's at HGrahamNFL. And as mentioned, lots of draft stuff to get into as we are just a week away. Can't believe it's almost here. And yay, we've got a ridiculous mock draft again. What do you guys think about the idea of Davis Mills in round one? I think it's fake news. This one coming from Pete Prisco of CBS Sports, released his latest mock draft, and of course sends Davis Mills to Chicago at number 20 overall. Not saying Mills can't be a good pro at some point. Here's what I know, though, and here's what you guys are about to know. Only started 11 games in college. 11. Not even a full season's worth. I don't think there's any way he goes in round one. And sure, everybody's like, oh, he played in a pro style. He can rip the ball when he throws. Like, he's got good pocket awareness. Surely Ryan Pace isn't this stupid. Surely the Bears will not draft Davis Mills in the first round. That would be a disaster. That would be one of the biggest overreaches that I can remember in the draft, and quite frankly, it might be the worst pick Ryan Pace has ever made, and he's made some bad ones. You look at the career numbers in 14 games, 11 starts, yeah, the yardage is actually pretty decent. You like the completion percentage, but 18 touchdowns and 11 starts versus 8 interceptions, kind of pedestrian there overall. I know he was kind of stuck in a weird couple of years with Stanford. They're kind of down right now. They're not playing as well. And again, if this was like round 3 or hell, maybe even round 2, although I wouldn't really like that either, I'd be like, okay, I get it. The Bears were desperate for a quarterback. You can't be this desperate. You can't take Davis Mills at number 20 overall. I think this idea is trash, and if you agree with me, like this video. Garbage mock draft from Pete Prisco, as we'll continue to outline here as the show goes along. But if you think drafting Mills is just ridiculous at number 20 overall, like this video. I'm telling you guys, it's a bad pick. If you agree, go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. Now, he had 6 quarterbacks go in round 1. I got no issues with the top 3. The top 2 are pretty much set in stone. Decent chance Fields goes number 3. Maybe it's Mac Jones. Maybe it's Trey Lance. We'll have to wait and see, but got no issues there. But how about this now? Trey Lance falls all the way to 14. Mac Jones falls to 15 before the Bears select Davis Mills at 20. I'll tell you one thing. If if Trey Lance and Mac Jones are still on the board at number 14 and Ryan Pace isn't getting aggressive as hell to go get one of these guys, he's not doing his job. Oh, why trade up 5 spots for Mac Jones or 6 spots for Trey Lance when you could take Davis Mills at number 20 overall? That's ridiculous. That's a joke. And I know, this mock draft didn't include trades. What I am saying, this mock draft is a joke. Trey Lance is not going to fall to 14, I don't believe. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. And Davis Mills definitely isn't going at number 20 overall. I could see a team at the very back end of the first round trading up for him or Trask or Kellen Mond being like, hey, we want that 5th-year option, a la Lamar Jackson a couple of years ago when Baltimore traded back in. That's different. 20 overall, there's still 13 picks in the first round. Like, no, you can't take Davis Mills at number 20. Here's what I would do here's how I would approach quarterback in this draft. I would be opportunistic to try and trade up for Justin Fields, Trey Lance, or Mac Jones, because we know Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence are locked and loaded top 2. Or if that doesn't work out, I would consider Kyle Trask in round 2 or round 3. If that doesn't work out or you don't want to do that, starting in round 3, I would monitor the other quarterbacks. Mills, Mond, Trask, if he's still there as well, we'll include him. Like these type of guys. And at that point, if you feel like one of those guys are worth it in the third or fourth round, okay, that's fine. But I would rather give Andy Dalton a legitimate offensive tackle at number 20 overall than draft Davis Mills. You just can't do it. So that's how I would approach quarterback, and I think that's the way the Bears should do it, but we'll have to wait and see. Hey, Pete Prisco thinks Davis Mills round 1, so there you go. What quarterback will the Bears draft this year? Any name. Could be a day 1 guy, 2, 3. It can be a round 6 guy. I don't care. Predict it for me. What quarterback will the Bears draft in 2021? We got some deals for you guys. This hat and t-shirt combo are available at chatsports.com/Bears combo, just $29.99. Usually this is for $50. It's 40% off right now. Take advantage. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Get a new t-shirt. Get a new hat. It's high-quality gear for just $30 for both. Chatsports.com/Bears combo. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. Get yourself some Bears gear today. Let's react to Mel Kiper and Todd McShay's 3-round mock draft that they released just a couple of days ago. Obviously, the draft starts next Thursday, runs through next Saturday. And the way they did this mock draft, I did want to make this clear. They alternated picks, starting with Kiper, I believe. I think he had the first pick. And they selected for each team based on what they would do, not based on what they're hearing. If you guys didn't know, their typical mock drafts are based on information they are getting, right? Like when Mel Kiper mocked Mac Jones, number 3, to San Francisco, for example, he likes Fields better, but he's been hearing Mac Jones to the Niners is a very real possibility. So in this case, though, they did what they preferred to do in this mock draft, so keep that in mind. So round 1, pick 20, Todd McShay's got the selection here. He goes Caleb Farley, the cornerback out of Virginia Tech, which is certainly an interesting idea here. I think I mocked him to Chicago in Bears Mock Draft 2.0 a few weeks back. You can find all our mock drafts on the channel. You see the link below, youtube.com/Bears Now. Arguably the most talented corner prospect, but he's had 2 back surgeries, including one just over a month ago. That's a little bit concerning. The Bears certainly have question marks at corner after losing Kyle Fuller. We'll see if Desmond Trufant gives them a lift this year. But there's no doubt if you take Farley before round 2, it's somewhat risky. You're talking about a guy who's already had 2 back surgeries. That's concerning for an NFL player. Now, not saying he's not going to come back and be a great player. There's very much a real chance that he can, but you've had multiple surgeries in the same area. That could linger long term. There's no doubt about that. He was great in 2019. He opted out of the 2020 season to prepare for the draft, as did a lot of other prospects. He was awesome. Like, he was locked down at Virginia Tech in that season. Only gave up the 1 touchdown, had 4 picks, 12 pass breakups, gave up less than 300 yards total on just 36% completion percentage from opposing quarterbacks when he was targeted. There's no doubt what his talent is. I just worry about the injuries. Now, you look at this depth chart and you're starting to think, man, Jalen Johnson and Caleb Farley are your outside corners for the next decade plus. Yeah, that's a lot of fun to think about, but is Farley going to stay healthy? Who knows? That's a big question mark. And is corner your top need? I would argue that it's not. I think it's probably your number 3 need right now, behind quarterback and behind offensive tackle, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to take one of those positions in the first round. What do you guys think? Do you like the pick of Caleb Farley at number 20 overall? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Get your votes in on this one on whether or not you like the Caleb Farley pick. I don't mind it, but just acknowledge it's pretty risky. Rondale Moore, the pick in round 2. McShay also had this one, ironically. Number 52 overall, the receiver out of Purdue. Elite speed, good playmaker. He is undersized, but I don't worry about that too much. Would be a huge upgrade, in my opinion, over Anthony Miller. But like Farley, he's had some injury concerns as well in college. Tore his ACL his sophomore year, I believe. Was banged up this past year a little bit as well. It was already a shortened season in the Big Ten, so didn't get to see him much. His freshman year was awesome, and if you combine his total stats there over 20 career games, I think 13 of those were his freshman season. He's been really good, right? Almost 2,000 yards in 20 games. You can do the math. It's almost 100 yards a game, 14 touchdowns. This guy is an electric playmaker after the catch, and I think he would fit excellent in this offense. You got Robinson and Mooney on the outside. You can dump Anthony Miller at that point, put Rondale Moore in the slot. I think you're feeling great about your top 3 receivers there, and you can go to battle with that. Again, you still haven't addressed offensive tackle through 2 rounds of the draft, but I don't mind either of the picks. I just, have a little concern at the tackle position, so I would want to mention that as well. Quick reminder, we need your help. Got to hit 25K subs by the draft or else. Remember, bosses told me so. So, hey, 258 subs away. Daily videos coming your way between now and then, and hopefully after if we hit 25K. So share that link with a friend. It's youtube.com/BearsNow. Daily videos here on your Chicago Bears. All right, and this is where I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Kiper gets the last pick. Oh, let's take another receiver, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I like and I think is good value in round 3, but you've already taken a receiver. Like, I don't really get this by the Chicago Bears. Sure, you're getting another weapon on the outside, and maybe this is your Allen Robinson insurance, as he's built more like A-Rob, 6'1", 195. A-Rob's about 6'2", 215, so similar stylistic type of player as well. This is what I don't understand. Here's what Kiper had to say on this one. I know McShay gave the Bears Rondale Moore in round 2, but they need to get Andy Dalton all the help they can. Okay, sure, I guess another weapon helps, but Amon-Ra St. Brown's probably your 4th receiver in this scenario for this year. Why not get a tackle? Like, that's not helping Andy Dalton the most you possibly can. Protect him after you get him a weapon in Rondale Moore. Don't like the reasoning. You need an offensive tackle on day 1 or day 2. If the Bears go 3 rounds without drafting a tackle, that either means they used a lot of draft capital to move up for a quarterback, or Ryan Pace just thinks you can go to war with Jermaine Ifedi and Charles Leno Jr., which, hey, he did it last year, right? So I guess it could happen again, but I think you have to get a tackle in this draft. I just think it's too good of an opportunity because there's a lot of good ones in this NFL draft, and I would take one if I was Ryan Pace. Thought that was a weird pick by Kiper in round 3. I didn't hate it overall. I give it like a C, but to not get a tackle, I'm not a big fan of that. Grade this mock for the Chicago Bears. It was Caleb Farley in round 1, Rondale Moore in round 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown in round 3, A, B, C, D, or F. I give it a C, C-. Interesting talent there, but you got to protect your quarterback.